Hey guys, what's up? I finally got around to seeing a cinema movie, the movie chosen being Top 5. It's Chris Rock's passion project. He writes, directs and stars in it. Now I know this is under the 2015 movie reviews playlist and obviously it came out last year. In Australia it takes ages for American movies to get here. So if you're American and you're watching this, this movie probably came out about 4 years ago. But I encourage you to keep watching anyway to find out what I, an Australian, might have thought of it. Another thing is that just about every video on this channel I've more or less liked. I just don't want people to think that I'm soft or that I just like everything. I only go for the movies that I think I will like. I only bother going to see a movie if I'm pretty sure I like it, and then I can tell you guys why I liked it and why you should see it and whatnot. But occasionally I will see a movie that I thought was going to be good but wasn't as good as I thought. For example, this one. I didn't like the movie that much. And I thought about it, I thought maybe it's that the movie is very sort of African-American based humour, every character in it is African-American, so I thought maybe that sort of humour doesn't translate as well to the Australian demographic. But then I thought, not only does that sound a bit racist, but it's also not true at all, because I love African-American comedians. I love Chris Rock, I love Eddie Murphy, the guy's a genius. The Nutty Professor, classic comedy film. But let's dive into Top 5. Also starring are Rosario Dawson and a number of comedian cameos, including my favourite comedian of all time. I won't spoil who they all are, but the ones you might expect / the ones in the trailer are Kevin Hart, Cedric the Entertainer and Tracy Morgan. Rock's character is a comedian actor who's only really made it big with the dumb comedies. Some of which include Hammy the Bear and its follow-ups. Now a recovering alcoholic, he's trying to get his life back on track. He wants to either make it again as a successful comedian or make it as a serious actor. He's being interviewed by a fellow recovering alcoholic, played by Dawson, and the two sort of spark up a nice, charming relationship / chemistry based on some really good back and forth dialogue. I'd heard a lot of great things about Top 5. Everyone seems to think it's a really great balance of sort of silly but clever comedy and real emotional investment. I was hoping for something where the humour wouldn't be afraid to be rude, crude and lewd, but also clever and meaningful. Something like Knocked Up or Funny People. With Funny People is a bit more on the drama side. But this film didn't hit it for me. It's not a terrible film, though it's not exactly good, but I barely laughed once. The likeable, charming chemistry between Rock and Dawson made up about 20% of the film, and that was sort of the only brittle glue holding it all together, if you will, and the only thing that really kept me interested. There were a few bits where I smiled a little and expelled a short burst of air through my nose. The kind of reactions I would hope you guys might have whilst watching these reviews. But Chris Rock, he's a world famous comedian, he's hugely popular. So yeah, the least I could ask is for him to really make me laugh. But even those kind of moments were few and far between, and there was many moments where I was thinking, okay, very soon it's going to get really funny. But it just never really did. Some positives are that the acting is really good all around. I really couldn't ask for more out of the performances. Everyone brings a true charisma to the screen. Rock really does seem like a very talented comic and actor, and he's always an enjoyable screen presence. And both him and Dawson are in top form. And Dawson's had some really good meaty roles in the past. The Captive and Gimme Shelter being only the beginning. And She is gorgeous. She is not at all hard to look at in this film. And she has some witty moments in top 5. Witty, not hilarious. So yeah, apart from some brief bits throughout that made me smile, and a stand-up bit at the end that was really well performed by Chris Rock. That's another thing, about being a comedian, you have to have like a great voice, like a really good catchy voice that you just want to imitate, and Chris Rock has that. Yeah, to be a successful comedian, you can't be sounding like me. You gotta have a really pleasant voice. But this comedy that I heard was hilarious just didn't really make me laugh. I was often bored checking the time, and that's not good during a comedy or any other film for that matter. So yeah, I can only give top 5 a 5 out of 10. Disappointing. Feel free to subscribe, guys, and comment below. Let me know if you're on the same page as me about top 5, or if you think I'm terribly wrong. Feel free to like on this video. And yeah, that's it for me. I'll see you next time. The camera's about to run out of battery, so I gotta save the battery.